together in a multi-crore scam.
Mr. Malia, why the question is bothering you when I'm not getting a single answer? The entire disputed land will be handed over to the Hindu parties to make a Ram temple.
The mental torture of Jadhav that is consistently happening there, it's a very clear indication about how these confessions are actually doctored and taken.
Delhi High Court has said the riots in 2020 evidently did not happen in the spur of the moment.
We see a split verdict in the Supreme Court. The one thing that needs to be understood is what is going to happen ahead.
Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai, as we'd been reporting earlier, is set to visit Belgavi on the 2nd of December. Bommai will visit.
Elections commence. Is Modi unbeatable? Massive roadshow as Gujarat goes to polls. Can the opposition take on the Modi factor? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Burning Question, powered by JioMart.
It's the biggest roadshow of the Prime Minister in Gujarat, covering more than 50 kilometers and 16 assembly constituencies. More than 59% of Gujarat comes to polling booths for phase 1, even as the final figures of polling are yet to come. It's an explosive news break as the Telangana Chief Minister KCR's daughter Kavitha is named in the liquor gate as per the ED's remand copy. The Delhi police challenged Congress leader Shashi Tharoor's discharge, sending him a notice in the Sunanta Pushkar death case. Group of men, including a BJP leader, KC Ramachandran's son, beat up a restaurant staff in Bengaluru. 5 are arrested, but not that VVIP bride. And a Korean blogger is harassed in Mumbai as she was live streaming. She fights back and speaks up on Republic. A very good evening and thank you for staying with us here on Republic. I'm Deepthi Sachdeva. All through today, remember, we've put our spotlight on the state of Gujarat. It's voted in the first phase and you've seen a 59% turnout that is subject to a revision as far as the calculations by the Election Commission are concerned. But the other story that is also developing in from the state of Gujarat is the kind of roadshow, a massive turnout by the Prime Minister there, who's even right now as we speak, taking part in a roadshow that's about 50 kilometers. It's moving across 16 constituencies. And wherever you see, as far as those images will go, you will only and only see a sea of people. We wonder what the opposition, as in the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, must be thinking. Do remember, Congress has been fighting for its relevance. The Aam Aadmi Party believe they have a chance in Gujarat, the same state that has been with the BJP for 27 long years. First up, we get you all the action and excerpts also coming in from the Prime Minister's roadshow. Then we cut across to our colleagues reporting live and also our panel of guests.
आज प्रधानमंत्री का रोड शो होगा। आप सब कितनी एक्साइटेड है बतौर महिला वोटर के तौर पे, क्योंकि आप लोग दिसंबर 5 को वोट करेंगे।
मोदी के जैसा पावरफुल कोई नहीं है इंडिया में। इंडिया बेस्ट, मोदी बेस्ट।
The children are also here wearing the cap of BJP. So these are the colorful visuals which we are showing you. नाम क्या है आपका? प्रीशा। तो प्रीशा, आप यहाँ पे कैसे?
मोदी जी को सपोर्ट करने।
अच्छा, ये मोदी जी की सबसे छोटी फैन गर्ल है, ऐसा कहा जाए प्रीशा?
यस।
Look at the people who've been waiting for Prime Minister since early morning. आप कब से वेट कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे? कब से वेट कर रहे हैं सुबह से?
बहुत टाइम से वेट कर रहे हैं हम।
Every voter, common man with phones in their hands to click a photo or selfie of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. These are the pictures. Heavy security deployment can clearly be seen as no one is allowed to step in between the roads. These are the visuals right from our camera where we are seeing Prime Minister Narendra Modi starting the campaign for the second phase. Morning he was in northern Gujarat and right now in Naroda Gam area.
हाँ जी, वेलकम करने के लिए आए हैं। साहब के लिए मोदी साहब आ रहे हैं, इसके लिए उनका वेलकम करने आए हैं। बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं देश के लिए, बहुत अच्छे आदमी। अपने इंडिया के प्रधानमंत्री जो है बहुत गुड आदमी है।
ग्राउंड पे आपको किस तरह से लग रहा है कि यहाँ पे जो आम आदमी पार्टी का फैक्टर है वो काम करेगा?
उनका कोई चलने वाला नहीं है, बीजेपी आएगी, बीजेपी ही आएगी। बीजेपी के काम जो कर रही है सही काम कर रही है।
विधानसभाओं को अपने में समेटे हुए प्रधानमंत्री, वो चेहरा जो गुजरात में शायद भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लिए काफी है और किसी की जरूरत नहीं है यहाँ प्रचार के लिए, और किसी की जरूरत नहीं यहाँ सड़कों पर उतरने के लिए, क्योंकि जनता बीजेपी मतलब मोदी मानती है और मोदी को लेकर किस तरह का यहाँ पर प्यार है।
So how can the opposition even think of beating a record like that? We'll stay live with these images. Remember, the roadshow still continues. These are live images that will continue to beam on your screens. I do see Asif Bhamla of the BJP who's joining us along with Sujata Pandey. And my first question is to Anirban, who's a political analyst. As I say, good evening to all of you right now. Anirban, how will you beat Prime Minister Modi? Is this the bellwether for 2024?
We will beat Prime Minister Modi in a similar line as to how we beat him in the West Bengal elections in 2021. I say this because the Honorable Prime Minister had been on many similar rallies in West Bengal in 21, in Delhi in 2020. He had been on many rallies in Gujarat elections in 2017, but the BJP was reduced to 99 seats in Gujarat in 2017. It lost, I can't even say how badly in Delhi in 2020. We have seen what was the result after the results were out in 2021 West Bengal elections. So there are many examples where the so-called Modi magic failed to impress even a very small percentage of voters in the states. Come 2024, Mr. Modi is going to face one of the biggest defeats of his political career. The common man will defeat him.
But let me tell you something. West Bengal is not India. West Bengal is not India. And are you then telling me that it is the TMC that will take on Prime Minister Modi in 2024? Are you saying that? Because you haven't commented on the main opposition party in the state, that is Gujarat, and the party called the Aam Aadmi Party that really want to get in. Is it going to be TMC versus the BJP in 2024?
Aam Aadmi Party decimated the BJP in the Delhi elections. TMC decimated the BJP in West Bengal elections. Congress will do its part, I hope. there are many other state parties who have very, what should I say, they have fared very well in their own state elections. And come 2024, all I am telling you is, the common man will stand up against this mismanagement of the country of Mr. Modi. Because the deep, dark abyss in which we have been pushed into,
so I'm
not speaking about any party.
Waiting for the
common person
to stand up.
whose pockets are burning,
what do you say,
the youth has no jobs.
Anirban,
the Aam Aadmi
before I
will
go to
stand up.
Sujata and to Asif, Anirban, who do you see in these images? Are these not the Aam Aadmis? Is this not the common man?
These are the images of a very small section of the Gujarati society. You also look at the images where nobody has attended these rallies. What is the percentage? If here, I don't know how many people are there, maybe 20,000, maybe 50,000, crores of people have not gone there. So are you going to compare like that? That is not a comparison. When the vote comes, when the voter turnout will be there, we have seen in 2017, BJP was reduced to 2 digits. This time they are going to lose Gujarat elections and eventually 2024 Lok Sabha elections.
You know, Anirban, I think this is the biggest problem with the opposition. But then I'm waiting for Manasvi Thapar also to join us any moment, because this is a question I think that we must ask of him also. But then before he joins us, let me take this to Asif. Asif, there is some bit of truth in the fact that the Prime Minister today is the only leader that the BJP has. Come and tell me that you are fighting this election on, local, hyper-local issues, on your chief minister, on his body of work. That isn't mentioned. It all in all, boils down to the Prime Minister. He's the only one heavy lifting for the BJP. Isn't that a crisis that the party will have to deal with sooner rather than later?
No, why? The party is in a very organized state, and of course Modi ji is the biggest face of the party. So why not? I mean, haven't you seen when the Congress or the UPA was in power, Manmohan Singh used to campaign? It's not that Narendra Modi ji alone. You see JP Nadda ji campaigning. You see Amit Shah. And moreover, Modi ji comes from Gujarat. That's his bastion, where he has been a chief minister for 3 to 4 terms. So I mean, you don't expect him to originate from there and to ensure that the framework of Gujarat, the development model based on its unique technical development and infrastructure, which led to the overall growth of Gujarat, while he was himself the chief minister in Gujarat. So today, now that he's the Prime Minister, you expect him to not tell, and we are going to listen to
question, isn't it? And I'll take this to Manasvi, who's up with us now. Asif, this is also a realistic question. Had everything been hunky-dory, you won't have to change your entire cabinet. You have to change, you have to cut tickets of a lot of your sitting MLAs. Don't forget that. On a lot of seats, at least 19 of them, 19. It's a known fact. Anirban, 1 second. Anirban, please. I want to get in Manasvi here, but Asif, on a lot of seats, you have a BJP versus a BJP contest.
Let me answer, Anirban. I've not been given a time.
Quickly, Asif, and then Manasvi.
Very less time compared to Anirban. I need to answer to Anirban. Anirban's claims about this, why isn't Trinamool Congress fighting in Gujarat? आप लड़िए ना, हमें आपको वहीं दूध का दूध पता चल जाए. और आपके वेस्ट बंगाल में जहाँ हमारी इतनी कम सीट थी, we have not fared badly. We have got nearly more than 75 seats from what we were earlier. So देखिए, you don't expect to win elections from all of a sudden. So we have grown. We are the main opposition party in West Bengal. हम आपके घर में घुस के आपको बताया है कि in West Bengal, when there was no opposition party, we have an opposition party. So don't mock at us. You will see how the BJP will fare even in the Bengali next time. And this time in Gujarat again, don't even dream about it, because you guys don't have the courage to even
Asif, you're putting up that warning
Congress
for Anirban. Let me get in Manasvi then. Okay, Asif. We just need to make it quick, because we are continuing to put our focus on those live images also. Anirban, before you come in, let me get in Manasvi also. Manasvi, the broadcast from Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad is where you're looking at this entire roadshow today. Can you tell me what must the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party today be thinking? The Congress and the AAP are fighting for the number 2 position.
reality is the BJP have not created any CM material. The reality is, 27 years are betting on one particular person, that is Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. And when we talk about this, the entire 50 kilometers was all about him. Entire election is all about him. He has to devote his prime ministership's time to Gujarat.
But they are winning elections, no? Manaswi, they have a formula.
They are winning it.
They have a brand in Modi. The Modi factor, the opposition keeps crying that there is nothing like a Modi factor. You say the Modi magic is waning. Just have a look at these images and you tell me, where is the Congress? Where is the Aam Aadmi Party today?
There could not be any political party to fight with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But the point here is the brand Modi is working for Gujarat, for India. That's okay. But what happened in Modi? Because of brand Modi, you are winning elections. But when it comes to serving the people of Gujarat or any particular state, you are failing that. When it comes to administration, you are winning on the face of Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Manaswi, you raise an important question. I will take that to Asif. But I have to say something. Manaswi, the point is that has the opposition been able to put out that issue effectively? The answer is no. And if you believe that that is such a strong issue on which you could have pitched your entire campaign, why did the Congress and the AAP not do that? But Asif, having said that, tell me something, does this take away from the fact that the state government has not acted still against the company that was responsible for what happened in Morbi, Asif? Or you believe that just because you have the Prime Minister, Modi hai to sab mumkin hai, Asif, you can forget Morbi, you can forget inflation, you can forget unemployment.
That Manaswi is saying that
Asif.
brand Modi is a big brand, and of course that is the only brand that is being propagated in Gujarat. But they have not done work. And if they have not done the work, and if the people are still going to vote for Modi ji, I mean, how is that comparison? There is certainly a development work in all aspects. In every field and sphere, you will see that the Bharatiya Janata Party, you see, for us in our party, the Chief Minister or the ministers, everybody works in a very consistent and congenial atmosphere, and that is why you are seeing. As far as Morbi is concerned, Prime Minister, when you've ducked my question. Happened,
what about Morbi? What about Oreva? Why has the head of Oreva not been booked? Why has he not been arrested? What about inflation? What about unemployment? And these real issues?
I have said, and I have always said, that these bigger fishes, if they have to be nailed, the case is not done in a shut case. It's yet open. And these big fishes who are involved in the larger wrongdoings have to be fixed up in a way that within the framework of law they don't get bail. So don't think that they will be fixed up in a very easy way.
But what have you done? You've not even named them. No, Asif. This grandstanding doesn't work. Just because you have a leader in Prime Minister Modi who's doing all the heavy lifting, Sujata, why don't you weigh in on this?
You will see the effect.
There is a real problem with the BJP, isn't it? Because you have such a huge bag in Prime Minister Modi, people trust him. But tell me, where is the second rung of leaders in the BJP in Gujarat? Whether it was Vijay Rupani, whether it was Anandiben Patel, or whether it's Bhupendra Patel now, the point is you cannot win an election on their name. You can't.
You see, every party, if you see in the Congress, they've always tried to exhibit
Sujata.
But here we have transformed, not from a dynast, we have transformed from a grassroots worker to the Prime Minister's highest post of the country. And he's doing a fabulous job. And since
the Prime Minister, Asif, exactly my point. He's been doing all the heavy lifting. I want to know, what about the other leaders? What about the state administration in Gujarat? Why have people not been booked for what happened in Morbi? Isn't that a relevant question?
No, Gujarat is his home state.
If you, Mr. Asif,
Sujata, I'm going to come back to you. Sujata, please.
So first thing, I would divide your questions into two parts, and I would request an uninterrupted time. So first is that you spoke about the Modi factor and why PM Modi has to do all the heavy weight lifting. Well, I'll give you a very simple example. You know, your channel, Arnab is the most known face. He's the most loved anchor. You promote your channel through his face, isn't it? It doesn't mean that the other anchors are not doing their job, or you are not doing your job, or they are not good enough. It's just that people, you know, the popularity will always ask for one face,
we are fighting elections, no? Sujata, it's a little fancy to put out that comment. No, tell me something. Sujata, we are fighting an election.
One second.
No, tell me something. Are issues like Modi, are issues like unemployment important? Why hasn't the owner of Oreva been booked till now? Why not?
Okay, can I
question
finish?
that goes out to the
Because you
state
have come
administration.
to me. No. So listen, you've come to me after like 3 rounds with everyone. So now just give me 1 minute of uninterrupted time. First thing is about the unemployment, inflation, and things like that, which has been spoken by the opposition. Nobody's denying that there is no inflation, or there is no berojgari, or there is, everything is hunky dory. Yes, there is a problem, but the problem is worldwide. First thing is that. Second thing is, tell me, I mean, the credibility and trustworthiness of opposition party is not questionable, because when the Congress talks about these issues, tell me one state or one model that they have developed in their own state. So when they talk about that, whether unemployment in Gujarat or inflation or GST issues, the people of the voters
it's not the Congress saying this. No, Manasvi, I'm asking you as a citizen today. There are people in Gujarat who want to know what happened about Morbi. The Prime Minister, extended a personal touch. He was there, he was meeting people. But I want to know, why has the administration not acted? Isn't that a valid question? And I think Anirban and Manasvi both want to come in. But Sujata, quickly, I'll give you 30 seconds.
Because you have to allow me.
Yeah, so see, I will say this, and I think the good governance is divided into two parts. One, acting on the spot, and acting after some, unfortunate incident happened. I think the government has been there on foot. The ministers have been there, and that is why you see, had it been any other case, people would have been on the street. But that has not happened, because people see that okay, this unfortunate incident should not have happened. It has happened.
So,
but the government is not.
Sujata and Asif, Manasvi, they are super confident. They are super confident. You tell me about the opposition. Manasvi first, then Anirban.
Has Rahul Gandhi gone? No, ask me. See, here you at least see 1 second.
Hang on.
So here you at least
Sujata, you've responded. Please listen to the others also.
Sujata. No, I'm listening.
Sujata, please.
To them from the last 15 minutes. So
listen to what Manasvi has a counter to you. No, listen to him, please.
Intolerance.
It's okay. Rahul Gandhi is not a factor in these elections. Rahul Gandhi is not a factor. You wanted to make Rahul Gandhi a factor in these elections, but he isn't there. Forget it. Manasvi.
Yes. There's a bridge collapse in Kolkata.
Manasvi.
The similar thing happens. But that doesn't mean that the people will see. People will
judge. Can you please ask her to stop? This has to be a debate. This cannot be a monologue. This cannot be a BJP TV. This cannot be a BJP news channel. This is wrong. You have to lower Sujata.
No, Manasvi, it's just become fashionable for you, for Sujata, to actually come here and just throw these very loose comments because you can't answer these questions.
You have to stop.
Manasvi, people are asking today, people are wondering today that if this is what a reception, a party that has been in power for 27 years, Manasvi, is getting today in a state like Gujarat, you tell me, isn't this a failure of the opposition? Can you tell me which are the issues that the opposition has picked up? Who's that neta that the opposition has projected today? It's your failure today. It's your failure today that you've allowed the BJP 27 years and perhaps more in the state of Gujarat. So you are to be blamed. Don't blame the people alone.
You have to let me speak. This cannot be a monologue. If you disrespect the guests, you don't give them the time to speak. You give a monologue. Your question is bigger than the time you allocate to us. You have to give us time to speak.
We'll ask you questions.
Being so arrogant and
then you will make these contradicting remarks. It doesn't work like that. No, Manasvi.
Let us make our points. No, let me make my point.
Please come to the point.
Give the time to the people in power. You have to give me that kind of time. Give me the half.
You're wasting time, Manasvi. Please go ahead. You're wasting time.
If the opposition is failing, let them fail. You interfere. You have to give me uninterrupted time. If the opposition is failing, let them fail.
Arey, go on, please. Don't be a crybaby and complain all the time. No, Manasvi.
The government is also failing. When it comes to Morbi, they have failed. When it comes to farmer crisis, they have failed. When it comes to COVID crisis, they had to fail and they had to change the government. That is the present BJP. They have to change the chief minister in Karnataka. They have to change the chief minister in Uttarakhand. Everywhere there have been interim sarkars.
Where people are trusting them, they're not trusting them anywhere because they know that they just talk, they're just plain talk.
Okay, Sujata and Manasvi, because you both are talking over each other, let me go to Anirban quickly. Anirban, 30 seconds. Anirban, today the BJP is able to better its record. Does this mean that the opposition has failed to ensure that Morbi becomes an issue, inflation becomes an issue and unemployment becomes an issue?
See, from 2002, if you look at the seat count of the BJP, it has steadily gone down. It has come down to 99 in 2017. This time they are going to lose. Even Mr. Modi is not going to be, will not be able to save his own party because the BJP has no CM face in Gujarat. Their organization, I do not know whether it is in a very good condition or not. Because they are still depending on Mr. Modi, who is the Prime Minister now. He is not going to become the Chief Minister of Gujarat. There has been the Morbi incident.
Who is the opposition depending on? Why are you concerned about the BJP, Anirban? Both you and Manasvi are ducking that question.
To win all the elections.
Who's your leader?
I am not concerned. I am not concerned about the BJP. I am concerned about the state of Gujarat. I am concerned about the state of Gujarat. The state of Gujarat needs a respite. They need respite from the BJP. When the bridge collapsed, who booked the owner of Oreva was not booked because he is effectively a part of
But Anirban, the truth is, Sujata and all gentlemen, that the people have spoken. The first phase is over. The Prime Minister, even right now, remember, is taking part in this huge roadshow that is underway in Gujarat. Will the Congress be able to fight for its relevance? Will the Aam Aadmi Party become number 2 or number 3? No one knows. But party number 1, is it the BJP? I think, as they say, the answer is blowing in the wind. Unless and until the opposition has a face and they have issues, they should also look within. Only for what of time. Sujata and all gentlemen, I thank you for your time, your wisdom here. As I quickly also turn our focus to our next edition of the question here on the debate here, burning question, Shavan, is also about what's happening down south. Why is it increasingly becoming TRS versus the BJP in Telangana?
Well, in fact, all of this is essentially because of yet another twist that's now emerging in the Liquorgate investigation that's been done by the Enforcement Directorate. In fact, fresh state documents that have now been accessed by Republic TV clearly goes on to indicate that there are more number of people who are involved. We were initially only looking at the Aam Aadmi Party, but it now turns out that not just the Aam Aadmi Party, but there are political parties down south which have now come under the scan of the Enforcement Directorate. In fact, the Enforcement Directorate's remand copy has given a fresh twist to the Liquorgate investigation. The ED has named TRS leader and KCR's daughter Kavitha in the remand copy, drawing the link to the scam in Delhi. Now, here's what the controversy is about, and then we have some exclusive documents that hint at the TRS connection.
Telangana legislator K. Kavitha, daughter of Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, was named by the Enforcement Directorate in a court filing over its investigation into the now scrapped Delhi liquor policy. Citing statements by an arrested Gurugram businessman Amrit Arora, the central agency claimed Kavitha was a key member who paid at least 100 crores in kickbacks to leaders of Delhi's ruling Aam Aadmi Party via another businessman Vijay Nair.
As the Delhi liquor scam is getting bigger day by day, now we see that the TRS MLC and the daughter of K. Chandrasekhar Rao, K. Kavitha, is also named in the charge sheet of the Delhi liquor scam, which was in the Amit Arora's charge sheet, where we see that K. Kavitha also is being named, and also it is being stated that a South group, which includes Sharat Chandra, K. Kavitha and others, have been allegedly trying to get near about 100 crores investment into the Delhi liquor scam.
Meanwhile, K. Kavitha slammed the central government for deliberately leaking her reference in a court filing over the probe into alleged irregularities in the now scrapped Delhi liquor policy to the media. She said this was done to damage her reputation.
अगले साल हमारे यहाँ हमारे प्रदेश में इलेक्शन है, तो मोदी जी के आने से पहले ईडी वाले आ गए। हमने उनका स्वागत किया, हमने कहा हर तरीके से आपको कोऑपरेट करेंगे। फिर भी ये जो चीप ट्रिक्स भारतीय जनता पार्टी प्ले करती है, मीडिया में लीक दे दो, नेता के रेपुटेशन खराब कर दो, मैं बोलना चाहती हूँ मोदी जी से विनम्रता। मोदी जी अगर आपको जेल में डालना है तो डालो, कोई टेंशन नहीं, चले जाएंगे, लेकिन लोगों के लिए काम करना नहीं छोड़ेंगे।
The ED claimed that extensive digital evidence was destroyed to stymie the investigation. It added 36 suspects and accused in the case, including Kavitha, destroyed 176 cell phones and laptops after the case was handed over to the agency. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Joining us on the burning question tonight are Sumitra and Manasvi. Right now, in a short while from now, we'll also be joined by Charu Pragya. But Manasvi, just to continue from where you left in the previous debate with regards to the role of the opposition parties, and the goal has always been for the opposition parties to somewhere deflect by saying that, look here, there is no corruption that exists. We are squeaky clean people, so don't touch us. The investigation is, perhaps being done because there is a political witch hunt. Now that's been the premise. And I'll allow you, Manasvi, to respond. But just I want you to hear me out, simply because this entire debate is all about facts. And what I'm quoting right now is what has been produced before the court by the Enforcement Directorate following the investigation that's been carried out. Hear this out. Using the influence of Manish Sisodia, Amit Arora got the approval of shifting one of the shops immediately due to direct intervention of Manish Sisodia. Fact has been disclosed that Dinesh Arora in his statement admitted by Amit Arora as well. Not just that, they have also shared documents, the draft of that excise policy with Samir Mahendru, Aman Dhal, Anil Singh and Binoy Babu, all of them who were arrested. And take a look at it, Manasvi, if you have a television set just next to you. Here is that WhatsApp chats. And all of these WhatsApp chats essentially taking place of what? The draft policy. That was the basic allegation. That this draft policy, the excise policy, was drafted in a manner which was only going to benefit a select few. And that select few happens to be the alleged close associates of Manish Sisodia.
So will Manish Sisodia be arrested? Or this is just going to end after the MCD or Delhi elections? The question now, Shravan, you have made your point. Let me make my point. The reality is, look at the number of ED closures. Look at the number of cases ED closed. The reality is, look at the scanner of ED also. It is also very questionable. Since 2014, ED has always questioned and filed cases against the opposition. So that means BJP is non-corrupt, BJP is very pious, and there are no corrupt people in BJP, which is not the case. We have so many leaders in BJP, from Mukul Roy to BS Yedurappa ji. So many people are there. But the reality is, when it comes to final closure of cases, why is ED failing? It is only selective. Since 2014, we have seen wherever there are elections, ED
I know,
just
Manasvi, you will
up
not like.
And they say that now case file karo. And after that, kitne log andar gaye? The reality is kitne log andar gaye? My question is, if Manish Sisodia is corrupt as per the ED, not by the BJP, why is still he a free man? Why is he not behind the bars? And will this investigation conclude
Manasvi, it's a very simple answer.
Manasvi,
let's just answer this question because I know what will happen.
This is a question to ED.
No, surely, I assure you it's going to happen. That debate will also happen. But Manasvi, I'll just answer that question. I'm not going to throw it open to the other guests and waste time. Because, Manasvi, what happens is that this is true to every politician to try and mislead the people. Because what has happened, Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia went to the entire public during multiple rallies, said, look here, कट्टर ईमानदार है, इसीलिए उनका नाम तक नहीं लिया गया था चार्जशीट में और उनको अरेस्ट नहीं किया गया था. Now come on, if you're a learned person, you will not make this kind of a comment. First of all, the charge sheet has been filed. There are 15 accused. It takes its own time, first of all, to examine them. Their statements are recorded, only then the arrest is made. Charge sheet has given no clean sheet to anyone. Mr. Sisodia is accused number 1. He still remains accused number 1. You don't want to talk about this particular issue, and you want to then look into this entire analytical approach of what the enforcement directorate has done, what is the conviction rate. I'll come to those data also. I have those data. I'll answer that. But at least answer my simple question here. That here is Manish Sisodia. His name comes up, and there is a clear link that is now emerged of the fact that there is a kickback that has been received, 12% kickback. Money was basically made, and Charu Pragya, come in right now. Your party essentially faces this allegation that you are only utilizing the enforcement directorate because elections are around the corner, and it's all of this is going to die down, as Manasvi is saying, within the next 15 days, because by that the MCD polls are over, and the fact that Gujarat elections will be over.
Naman, thank you so much for asking me this question. Now, had this investigation happened a few months earlier, Aam Aadmi Party would have said Punjab mein elections hai. Had this happened a few months later, they would have said general elections of 2024 are around the corner. We happen to be in a country where we have elections practically every single year, around the year, in some corner of the country or the other. So please stop using that as an excuse. Another thing is, educated people know that in any charge sheet, supplementary charge sheets can be added anytime. In any charge sheet, amendments can be made anytime. And the investigation has not closed. It is going on. There are very pertinent questions that the ED is asking, which we are also asking as citizens of Delhi, and we deserve answers to that. And the simplest of that is, if the liquor policy was so good, why did you take it back? If the liquor policy was so good, why is it that the commission was increased to 12%? You have taken kickbacks. These kickbacks have gone to very favorite friends of the ministers of Aam Aadmi Party government. What have you done with these kickbacks? Are you using that money to fund your campaign in Punjab and now in Gujarat? Is that why you needed to do corruption to such an extent? And you know, the funniest thing in this entire story of Aam Aadmi Party, Shravan, is that in Punjab, there is a minister who had an allegation of corruption against him. He was immediately removed. Yet here in Delhi, there is a minister, ED is investigating with big unanswered questions pending. There's another minister who is a jail minister behind bars, who's sitting in jail himself. And yet Arvind Kejriwal wants to take no action against them, not even temporary action of suspension against them. Makes me wonder if at the bottom of all this is the fact that Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin and his ministers are acting only on his behest and instructions. If that's the case, this man went around saying, "Aap hame hi sarkar samjho." That is how bad the situation with Amit Arora was. Hame hi sarkar samjho. Excuse me. Last day check, India was a democracy.
I have never understood this. Where does the courage really stem from when the Aam Aadmi Party says that one, the CBI came, they carried out the search, they found nothing. CBI came, they found no cash lying. Now, are you really telling the whole world that the investigation gets over only when there is a cash that is found inside your residence?
No,
and Sanjay Mishra ji,
ये देखिए जब ED ये कहती हैं कि it is favors in exchange of favors.
Look, tonight, Charu, you know it very well. I always come prepared. with facts. Manasvi doesn't like it when I'm basically again and again bringing the attention back to certain facts. You want to simply say, okay, let's talk about ED's conviction rate. Come on. ED's conviction rate can be another debate altogether. At least answer this question. I'll read out one more. This is for the entire. Everyone should really know what has been found so far in the investigation, because Mr. Kejriwal and Mr. Sisodia have already given themselves a clean sheet. First time accused gives himself a clean sheet. Does not even wait for the court. Does not even wait for the investigative agencies. Now, this is what is happening, ladies and gentlemen. 12% profit margin to the wholesalers was devised to extract half of it as a kickback to the Aam Aadmi Party leaders. As per the investigation carried out so far, Vijay Nair, on behalf of the leaders of Aam Aadmi Party, has at least received kickbacks to the tune of 100 crore rupees from a group called South Group, controlled by Sharath Reddy, K. Kavitha, Magunta Srivanas Reddy, various persons including Amit Arora. The same has been disclosed by none other than Amit Arora in his statement. मिश्रा जी, ये बताइए, जब सवाल ये उठाया जा रहा है कि लगातार कि कई ऐसे आरोप लग चुके हैं उनके ऊपर। अब वो कहते हैं कि हमें तो क्लीन चिट मिल गई। अगर क्लीन चिट मिल गया था तो ये पूरे रिमांड कॉपी में ये लिखा जा रहा है कि मनीष सिसोदिया ने कई सारे मोबाइल फोन भी तोड़ दिए, मोबाइल फोन उन्होंने फेंक दिए। आपको दिखाना चाहूंगा कि ये है मनीष सिसोदिया जी के पूरी डिटेल्स, कितने सारे मोबाइल नंबर्स हैं और कितने सारे मोबाइल उन्होंने गायब कर दिए। IMEI नंबर तक लिखा हुआ है, मोबाइल नंबर दिए हुए हैं और कब बदला गया था। ऐसा क्या हो रहा था कि 1 2 3 4 मोबाइल फोन बदलने की जरूरत पड़ गई?
मुझे जहां तक सूचना है कि 1 करोड़ कुछ के मोबाइल बदले गए और 11 समथिंग मोबाइल्स या 11 जो भी मोबाइल्स बदले गए। ये अब जो खबर आ रही है, अब जो जांच एजेंसियां सामने लेकर के आई हैं, तब क्या कर रही थी जांच एजेंसियां? और मैं एक सवाल उठाना चाहता हूं, मैं कभी भी इस चीज को नहीं नकार रहा। यदि मनीष सिसोदिया के ऊपर किसी तरह के आरोप हैं, वो आरोप सिद्ध करना, उसकी विवेचना करना, उसकी जांच करना जांच एजेंसियों का काम है। लेकिन मैं इस डिबेट में एक सवाल उठाना चाहता हूं, और यह सवाल मैं टाइमिंग के ऊपर उठाना चाहता हूं। कुमार विश्वास के द्वारा लगाया गया आरोप अरविंद केजरीवाल के ऊपर जब पंजाब का चुनाव पीक पे था, उस आरोप का क्या हुआ? क्यों केंद्र सरकार आंख बंद करके बैठी हुई है?
तो ये बताइए जांच एजेंसी क्या करना चाहिए? अगर आप कंप्लीट कीजिए, आप कंप्लीट कीजिए। मेरा सवाल आप सिंपल सा सवाल बताएं। एक सिंपल सा सवाल है, आप क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं कि अगर आप कोर्ट तक तो इंतजार नहीं करना चाह रहे हैं, आप ये कह रहे हैं कि जांच एजेंसी कोई भी ऐसा नेता हो, कोई भी पार्टी की हो, मैं ये भी नहीं कह रहा कि ये एक पार्टी से आम आदमी पार्टी की होनी चाहिए, मैं तो सिर्फ आपको सवाल कह रहा हूं कि करप्शन की अगर एलिगेशन लगी हुई है, क्या आपको नहीं लगता है कि उसमें जांच तो होनी चाहिए? जांच होने से पहले ही आप कह रहे हैं कि हमारे पास कोई सबूत नहीं मिला, इसे तो खारिज कर दिया जाए।
ठीक है, मैं इसका जवाब देता हूं। जांच का मतलब साहब, मैंने जहां तक पढ़ा है, किसी भी व्यक्ति के ऊपर यदि कोई आरोप लगता है, यदि हम जाकर थाने में आपके ऊपर एक आरोप लगाते हैं कि आपने मेरे साथ ये दुर्व्यवहार किया है, तो मुझे एक लिखित लेटर देना होता है, जिसे हम यदि पुलिस उसको स्वीकार करती है तो FIR कहते हैं, यानी फर्स्ट इंफॉर्मेशन रिपोर्ट। और फर्स्ट मैं बता रहा हूं सर, मैं आ रहा हूं उसी पे।
आप ये मेरे पास ज्यादा टाइम नहीं थे, आप ये कहना चाह रहे हैं क्योंकि आप आम आदमी पार्टी का ये कहना था कि इसमें FIR कहां है? सवाल यही करेंगे ना?
नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं आ रहा हूं मैं इस पे।
बताइए, जल्दी बताइए।
मैं तो कह रहा हूं आरोप है, एजेंसियां हैं। ये चुनाव के टाइम पे बीजेपी जितनी षड्यंत्र कर ले,
वापस वही चारों प्रज्ञा ने उसकी जवाब दे दिया।
नहीं, मैं कंप्लीट करता हूं। जो इनका मकसद है मैं सामने ला देता हूं जनता के, और मैं जनता से आग्रह करता हूं, पंजाब को याद कर लेना, जिस राज्य में चुनाव होता है उस राज्य के विपक्ष के नेताओं पे लगे हुए आरोप को याद कर लेना। इनकी ये चाल है भारतीय जनता पार्टी।
चलिए, आप वापस चारों प्रज्ञा ने मानसवी ने यही सवाल किया था, इसकी जवाब ऑलरेडी आ चुके। चारू, जस्ट आई वांट टू गिव सुमित्रा जस्ट अ मोमेंट, देन आई विल कम बैक टू यू एंड मानसवी वंस अगेन। Sumitra.
Not mandatory for investigation in
I'll give you the opportunity. I'll bring you and Manasvi back.
Okay.
I'll bring both of you back. Just give me. Sumitra has been waiting right from the beginning. Charu, let me just bring her in right now. Sumitra, once again this question comes in. I know this is getting into that rhetoric that look at the timings, look at the timing. By that logic, in this country there is every 6 months there is some sort of election that is going on. So what should the investigative agencies do? Shut the shop and say that okay, look at, we can't because elections are around the corner?
See, there has to be some kind of responsibility on the elected representatives. Here, if you look at the excise policy or the liquor policy, there have been charges of corruption, favoritism, cartelization, granting of licenses, the draft copy being exposed to these people. Probably these guys have even participated in making the policy, and also deceiving the exchequer, because there has been charges of almost like 144 crore being waived off, and also the earnest money of 30 crores been returned. Now these are some charges which everybody is asking strong questions, and the investigation was ordered by the LG. And when the investigations were ordered, why did Aam Aadmi Party take back the policy? Sumitra, and one very important point is this: Vijay Nair, was he allotted a government
really running short of time.
Was he given a government accommodation
So that
in
government
Kailash
accommodation was
Gelot's
actually
house?
Vijay Nair who was staying in it.
Yeah,
now,
so
Vijay
he
Nair was,
given,
according to these documents,
in a
Vijay
Kailash
Nair was
Gelot's
actually
house.
staying
So this is again a very
in a cabinet minister's residence. Now, Charu, just 30 seconds to Charu, 30 seconds to Manasvi. Just one last answer I want from both of you.
Yeah.
Right. Charu 30 seconds and Manasvi 30 seconds. Just a quick response.
Yeah. Very importantly, I want to remind everyone that who call them group of people who call themselves innocent.
You can respond. Let
I
Charu
have
get 30 seconds to Charu,
more
30 seconds to you,
than
Manasvi.
140 phones. 140 phones have been changed, Raman. The cumulative value of these phones was over 1.38 crores. So people who can throw away 1.38 crores behind changing phone numbers and changing phones. Imagine the depth of this corruption. Imagine the whole size of this corruption. It needs to be dug out and it needs to be told to the people of Delhi, to the people of India, that a political party that talked about India against corruption got elected on that mandate, in fact, is using corruption as its biggest plank today in Delhi.
Okay, Manasvi, if just think about this, not because of any political affiliation. I don't understand, Manasvi. For a moment, just hear the scenario. For a moment, yes, I'm being targeted by the Bharatiya Janata Party. For a moment, I'm being targeted by the Enforcement Directorate. Yes, for the sake of argument, let's accept it. But Manasvi, if I'm such a clean, kattar, imandar admi, then why should I really worry here? Come on, open the doors. Actually, चाय बिस्किट भी खिला देना चाहिए था ईडी और सीबीआई के ऑफिसर्स को. आइए बैठिए, चाय पी लीजिए.
दिल्ली के मंत्रियों को भी सस्पेंड करिए ना.
Please allow me.
पंजाब के मंत्रियों को सस्पेंड किया है, दिल्ली में भी करिए.
Shravan, please allow me now.
Come on, Manasvi. Okay, quick response. Manasvi, one last. Okay, allowing Manasvi just 30 seconds.
In fact, you have hit the nail on head. Yeah. Why? Yeah. You have hit the nail on head. Why I tell that is because ED से डरने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. Look at the conviction rate. It is 0.5% of 5,400 plus cases filed. Only 23 people have been convicted. So it is just a political gimmick. It comes during the election and it goes out. The reality is she is going to interfere. Shravan, you have to moderate, Shravan. I don't interfere when someone is speaking. Why is she so?
Charu, don't let him just, because we're running a short of time. I promise I'll come back on this debate once again on the ED conviction rates one more time, because I'll bring you some more facts. Manasvi, just 10 more seconds. Manasvi, make your point. Don't digress. Make your point.
After 2014, there have been 27% times of increase in ED rates, but the reality is there is no conviction. If Manish Sisodia is a person who have laundered money, why is he a free man? Arrest karo, usko andar dalo. And 5,400 log se zyada logon ne money laundering ke cases.
Okay, Manasvi, you made a point. I don't think so. I don't think. Okay.
Why don't you arrest
if there is Manasvi, if there is evidence, let's make no mistake. If there is evidence and at the appropriate time, action would be taken by the agencies. So let's not jump the gun. But the fact of the matter is that if there is nothing to hide, then I don't see any reason why would you only go on targeting the agencies. And as far as the conviction rate, Manasvi, next debate, I'll come back with facts, because this time you've got it a little wrong. So go back once again, check your facts. I'll help you out with some more facts. So this Charu can come in on the next debate where we talk about whether at all the Enforcement Directorate is actually failing when it comes to the conviction rates, or rather it has rather gained far more momentum and far more power in the last few years. Thank you very much, Charu, Subhitra, Sanjay and Manasvi, for joining us on The Burning Question.
मेरी नजरों से चुना, तेरी हरकतों से सुना,
वो सपना जो बुना तुझे लगा गुनगुना.
कभी जीती तू, कभी मैं हारा, फिर भी खूबसूरत है ये नजारा, क्योंकि इसमें है खुला
कुछ मेरा कुछ तुम्हारा.
इसलिए ग्रीन लैम्प लैमिनेट्स, सपने आपके, लैमिनेट्स हमारा. अमेजिंग स्पेसेस के लिए कुछ मेरा कुछ तुम्हारा.
QS&THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Chief Minister Baswaraj Bommai, as we'd been reporting earlier, is set to visit Belgavi on the 2nd of December. Bommai will visit the bordering village of Belgavi.
The Delhi liquor gate. Now, the Enforcement Directorate has now arrested Amit Arora. Now, remember, it's the 6th arrest in the case.
The joint operation for the BSF as well as the Punjab Police, as they have recovered 5 AK rifles, 5 pistols and 9 magazines that have been recovered from the Firozpur area. These are the Kashmiri Pandit. They are staging protests because they are feeling the similar kind of situation what they faced in 90s in the Kashmir. And they are saying one thing that is very clear, that those who are trying to portray that the Kashmir Files movie was a propaganda, they are trying to just portray and give a clean sheet to those who have been culprits of the genocide of the Kashmiri Pandits.
As Gujarat goes to polls on the 1st of December, 89 of 182 seats will vote.
Where high voltage political battle has broken out in the state of Gujarat since the bipolarity of the state.
Will the BJP score a record victory in Gujarat? Is the Aam Aadmi Party even a factor?
Politics has been challenged for the first time. Watch the fastest updates only on India's election headquarters
on Republic TV.
Where 6 people have been reported dead and 15 injured in a collision between a road-based bus and a truck in Tapesipa in Bahraich. Former Food and Civil Supplies and Consumer Affairs Minister Bharat Bhushan Anshu arrested by the Punjab Vigilance Bureau in connection with the 2,000 crore food grain transportation scam.
Dibrugarh University on the ragging case there, which has caused serious concern and which has escalated. Dibrugarh police have arrested another student.
A high voltage battle which will decide the nation's political trajectory. Who will break their records and which faces will be the winners?
89 out of the 182 seats go to polls. Stay tuned to India's election news headquarters
as Gujarat goes to polls. Live coverage minute by minute
all day today on Republic.
Bajrang Dal staging protests over the comment made by the Israeli filmmaker, and anger that is growing across the nation over the insult to Kashmiri Pandits.
Bilkis Bano has now moved the Supreme Court over the release of 11 convicts was challenged in the Supreme Court. Bilkis demanded to send everyone back to jail.
From Dibrugarh University, case of ragging had shocked the entire country.
The report exposes how Robert Vadra and Huda's family conspired together in a multi-crore scam.
Mr. Malia, why are the questions bothering you when I'm not getting a single answer? The entire disputed land will be handed over to the Hindu parties to make a Ram temple.
The mental torture of Jadhav that is consistently happening there, it's a very clear indication about how these confessions are actually doctored and taken. Delhi High Court has said the riots in 2020 evidently did not happen in the spur of the moment.
We see a split verdict in the Supreme Court. The one thing that needs to be understood is what is going to happen ahead.
On 30th of November, in a joint operation by 2010 Cobra and police in Chhattisgarh, Maoists opened fire on them. The troops retaliated to the fire, but Maoists, taking advantage of the thick foliage, retreated hastily. During the search for weapons, 1 IED, materials for making the IEDs have been recovered. That's 5 kilogram of IED that was recovered in Chhattisgarh. This was a joint operation that was carried out in Chhattisgarh, where these weapons have now been recovered. On your screens right now, these are from the IED to IED making items that have now been recovered by the police.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Bajrang Dal staging protests over the comment made by the Israeli filmmaker and anger that is growing across the nation over the insult to Kashmiri Pandits.
Bilkis Bano has now moved the Supreme Court over the release of 11 convicts was challenged in the Supreme Court. Bilkis remanded to send everyone back to jail.
From Dibrugarh University, case of ragging had shocked the entire country.
The report exposes how Robert Vadra and Huda's family conspired together in a multi-crore scam.
Mr. Malia, why are the questions bothering you when I'm not getting a single answer? The entire disputed land will be handed over to the Hindu parties to make a Ram temple.
The mental torture of Jadha that is consistently happening there, it's a very clear indication about how these confessions are actually doctored and taken. Delhi High Court has said the riots in 2020 evidently did not happen in the spur of the moment.
We see a split verdict in the Supreme Court. The one thing that needs to be understood is what is going to happen ahead.
Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai, as we'd been reporting earlier, is set to visit Belgavi on the 2nd of December. Bommai will visit the bordering village of Belgavi.
The Delhi liquor gate. Now, the Enforcement Directorate has now arrested Amit Arora. Now, remember, it's the 6th arrest in the case.
The joint operation for the BSF as well as the Punjab Police, as they have recovered 5 AK rifles, 5 pistols and 9 magazines that have been recovered from the Firozpur area. These are the Kashmiri Pandits. They are staging protests because they are feeling the similar kind of situation what they faced in 90s in the Kashmir. And they are saying one thing that is very clear, that those who are trying to portray that the Kashmir Files movie was a propaganda, they are trying to just portray and give a clean sheet to those who have been culprits of the genocide of the Kashmiri Pandits.
As Gujarat goes to polls on the 1st of December, 89 of 182 seats will vote.
Where high voltage political battle has broken out in the state of Gujarat since the bipolarity of the state.
Will the BJP score a record victory in Gujarat? Is the Aam Aadmi Party even a factor?
Politics has been challenged for the first time. Watch the fastest updates only on India's election headquarters
on Republic TV.
Where 6 people have been reported dead and 15 injured in a collision between a roadways bus and a truck in Tapesipa in Bahraich. Former Food and Civil Supplies and Consumer Affairs Minister Bharat Bhushan Anshu arrested by the Punjab Vigilance Bureau in connection with the 2,000 crore food grain transportation scam.
Dibrugarh University on the ragging case there, which has caused serious concern and which has escalated. Dibrugarh police have arrested another student.
A high voltage battle which will decide the nation's political trajectory. Who will break their records and which faces will be the winners?
89 out of the 182 seats go to polls. Stay tuned to India's election news headquarters
as Gujarat goes to where 6 people have been reported dead and 15 injured in a collision between a roadways bus and a truck in Tapesipa in Bahraich. Former Food and Civil Supplies and Consumer Affairs Minister Bharat Bhushan Anshu arrested by the Punjab Vigilance Bureau in connection with the 2,000 crore food grain transportation scam.
Dibrugarh University on the ragging case there, which has caused serious concern and which has escalated. Dibrugarh police have arrested another student.
आज के दिन
साथ साथ जब ये नारे गूंजते हैं तो एक सुकून है, एक हिम्मत है।
मैं इस वक्त जाफराबाद में मौजूद हूं और आप मेरे पीछे देख सकते हैं कि यहाँ पर फोर्स डिप्लॉयड है। कोशिश ये है पुलिस कर्मियों की, अर्धसैनिक बलों की कि यहाँ पर किसी तरह का कोई दंगा ना भड़क पाए।
तो आपको लगातार बता रहे हैं कि किसान कानून वापस हुए हैं और किसान कानून वापस होने के बाद सीधे किसानों के बीच पहुंची हूं और किसानों से ही बात कर रही हूं। शाहीन बाग पर बुलडोजर चलेगा। शाहीन बाग को लेकर जो राजनीति गरमाई रही वो और ज्यादा गरमाएगी, ये बिल्कुल तय है।
Elections commence. Is Modi unbeatable? Massive roadshow as Gujarat goes to polls. Can the opposition take on the Modi factor? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Amity University. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group. Century Ply. Sarah and Havels.
Good evening and welcome. For the last 4 hours and counting, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has personally, and those are live pictures, he's been personally on a non-stop open-top Jeep electoral campaigning roadshow across Ahmedabad. And viewers, these pictures, these visuals are incredible. The Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, across Ahmedabad and its adjoining areas, people lining up all over, just lining up. The entire city has come out. And by the time this roadshow ends, Prime Minister Modi would have covered personally almost the entire area in and around Ahmedabad. Viewers, this level of public contact by the Prime Minister of India shows both his incredible energy levels and commitment to this election, as well as the determination of the BJP to defeat anti-incumbency in the all-important state. In this very high-stakes campaign, the Prime Minister's involvement to this extent will be